What's going on, everybody? Here today with another Bodhi Tree mental health video. On this channel, I like to talk about my own journey through severe mental illness, mainly anxiety, OCD, etc., depression, but mainly anxiety. And I wanted to touch on what is anxiety actually? What is an anxiety disorder? What's actually going on physiologically when you are experiencing anxiety, when you have an anxiety disorder? So often out here on the OCD community, we just skip over what's actually really going on at a physiological level. What is anxiety and why do we experience it? Anxiety is a disorder in the brain where a part of the brain, the amygdala, is hyperactive along with circuited weirdly with some other parts of the brain. The prefrontal cortex, it's kind of like deteriorated. There's some problems with the prefrontal cortex as well. And so an anxiety disorder is basically a miswired and overactive amygdala wired up with some other parts of the brain. Now, when the brain is in a state of anxiety, fight or flight, we experience a variety of symptoms. We experience muscle tension. We experience weird sensations. We experience maybe problems with our stomach. We experience hormonal problems. We experience a whole host and array of physical symptoms. Now, along with this, we also experience intrusive thoughts, racing thoughts, and we experience intrusive thoughts. We experience all of these negative thoughts. And so it's important to see that the thoughts and the sensations, physiological sensations, are all just part of the same problem. It's just all anxiety. And that's why whenever you're practicing living mindfully, living in the present moment, as Rob from OCD UK likes to talk about, wearing it like an uncomfortable coat. When you're living like this, you're practicing living like this, you're really allowing your mind to heal. That's all it is. Some people like to talk about mindfulness and meditation practice as a doing. Like, I don't know how many times I've heard people say, well, every moment that you're present is like doing a push-up. That's bullshit. It's a fucking lie. It's about you are the anxiety, and you are in a circular cycle. And whenever you step out of that and you quit engaging with all of your anxiety symptoms, the mind starts to heal itself. So you're really just getting out of the way of your mind repairing itself and your body repairing itself. That's what's going on. You have a hyperactive nervous system, and when you engage with the hyperactive nervous system, because the mind is on high alert, so it's looking for something to try and protect you or gain a feeling of control or so on and so forth. That's what anxiety is about. It's about worrying. So whenever you step away from this compulsion to worry, which is a natural inclination, when you're experiencing, anxiety is meant to keep you on alert. So it makes sense that we get into these compulsive behaviors when we're experiencing anxiety, because, well, anxiety feels real. If it didn't feel real, then we wouldn't even be in this situation to begin with. So, but when we get out of the way of our anxiety symptoms and our anxiety disorder, our mind heals and we experience life with less and less and less and less anxiety. And what should feel is this kind of veil of thought and craziness that, this perception that we're like in our heads and stuff like that, with this veil of thoughts, this should come back and disappear. You know what I mean? That's the feeling it should get. You should just feel like you're just pushing like that. And it's because the mind is healing and healing and healing and healing and healing. You should just go all the way back. It's like it should be coming back to the back of your brain and then disappear completely. And as long as the further and further and further back the thoughts retreat, the less and less anxiety that you'll feel physiologically. Your physical symptoms will simultaneously also they will also go away at the same pace and rate that your psychological symptoms are going away. Because what's happening is that you're letting your mind heal. You're letting the amygdala shrink, the mind is repairing itself. The brain is repairing itself. It's rewiring itself to its natural state. All right? It's rewiring itself. It's amazing that our mind and our body is so durable and can heal in this manner. But that's what's happening. And so when we're experiencing anxiety, it's really good to just, that's why living mindfully, not engaging with our thoughts and feelings is so crucial, so we can it's just anxiety, and we have to just live as it's just anxiety. That's it. We have to live parallel to our thoughts and feelings until our thoughts and feelings, till we don't experience an anxiety disorder anymore. And this takes, for many of us, it will take months and months and months and years if we are able to get a hold on this practice and to continue to do it. So I hope this video finds you well. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below, and please support this channel, like, share, subscribe.